Haunting of Selene, Season 2, Episode 5, Family, presented by Misfits Audio Productions.
Ida, come back! You'll be soaked through!
I cannot! Leave me be!
It's dangerous out here. We could be swept overboard. Please!
It is not possible. My mother is the soul of propriety. I was not allowed so much as 2 dances with the same partner. I have been chaperoned my entire life. I have not been to so much as a garden party on my own.
Maybe she was worried about you. I mean, were you an only child?
So far as I'm aware.
Ida, be careful! At least get away from the edge.
She was not entirely truthful with me. A breach which shall haunt me to the grave.
I get it. This wasn't the best way to find out that your dad is, well, an ancient god of the forges or whatever, but I'm sure your parents both love you.
Loved. They perished long ago. I am alone with that creature.
I know we're a poor substitute, but you have me and Alistair. I mean, I think you do. He's a bit flighty sometimes.
I find him to be quite charming. You are in the right. I'm terribly sorry. I am unsure as to why this has affected me so.
We've been through a lot. We went to the underworld last week. Why don't you get some rest? It'll be dark soon. Alistair is locking the monster up tight in the hold. We should be relatively safe. I hope.
Do you think he cares for me?
Your father? I mean, he seems to, when in his human form.
Yes, of course. That is who I meant, indeed.
Come on. I found some dry clothes in one of the staterooms. That muslin of yours is drenched through.
I shall not wear trousers.
Sure. If that makes you uncomfortable. I saw some Roaring Twenties stuff around.
I do not wish to wear a lion's skin. That is barbaric.
No, it's just a time period. It's called Roaring because... actually, I don't know. You'll love it. The dresses have lots of frilly beads and feathers and stuff.
That does sound beautiful.
Good. Let's get you indoors. We'll be in Bodega Bay before you know it.
I have it sorted.
I'm going to check on Alistair. Get some rest. Remember, you have friends. You don't have to go through this on your own.
What a stench. Reminds me of home.
It's always this way at low tide. Hold her steady, I'll tie her off. You call that steady?
I'm doing my best.
You're a sea god. Can't you, will it to help or something?
Yes, by all means, keep shouting my origin around mortals. What could go wrong?
There you are.
Are you acquainted with that man?
Dropped by some cod at the restaurant this morning, and they said you've been missing since yesterday. What happened? Get hung over or something?
Wait, yesterday? What day is it?
Why, it's Thursday, of course.
How terribly helpful.
When did we last see each other?
I just told you yesterday when you got hit by that big wave. My, that was a sight to see.
Time must pass differently on board the Selene. Guys, I need to stop by the cafe and officially go on vacation or something. It won't take long.
Very well. I am famished.
I could use a respite myself.
Not to mention tacos.
Ah!
You were chained in the hold.
That. It only holds the tongue.
This way.
Wait, did they just say chained in a hold?
What a picturesque village. Why is that building covered in pink stripes? It is quite striking.
And what's with all the birds?
What?
The murals and statues and so forth.
Oh, it's a long story. There's this movie, you see, and...
What is a movie?
Have you ever drawn in a notebook with slightly different pictures, so that if you flip the pages it seems to move?
Yes, it is quite diverting.
Imagine that, only with photographs.
With what?
I'd show you, only my phone fell into the river Styx, I think.
How dreadful.
It's fine. Everything was in the cloud, and it had a crack in it anyway.
The future is so terribly odd. I have never seen a sky crack.
Here we are, Doran Bistro. Stay here. I'll get some food rustled up. I need to talk with Juan for a bit.
Fantastic weather.
Quite so.
Pleasantly warm, I should say.
Perhaps it is a matter of climate.
Enough. This is so uncomfortable. It could be a punishment in Tartarus. Gofannon, how could you not know that you had a child? How could you ignore her all these years?
Your mother and I, our encounter lasted only a few moons. She longed for home, and I could not deny her anything, so I reopened the portal, and that was the last I saw of her. She was gentle and kind for a mortal, and I often think of her, but I did not know that you existed until seeing you yesterday. You have my word.
Ida?
Now that I think on it, my mother was careful to keep me away from metalworking. I thought it passing strange at the time. She found me in a blacksmithy when I was young. I fancied a horseshoe. They were supposed to bring luck. I have never seen her so put out. I tremble at the memory. Perhaps she thought I would learn the truth. Why did she not tell me?
I am sorry. We gods can become distracted and forgetful that your lives are so brief. I should have gone to your mother over the years to ensure she was safe and well looked after.
The sword. How was I able to break it simply by wishing it so?
Take this dagger.
That's a butter knife.
Will it into a different shape.
I cannot.
You are my daughter. The craft of metal is your birthright. See what you are about to achieve, and it will form itself to your vision.
Often a sense of emotional purpose is of assistance in magic. Choose something that you love, something you want to see.
Oh, how marvellous!
A water lily. Excellent choice.
Lunch is served.
Finally.
Do you know how hard it is to find a replacement chef for an undetermined amount of time? I couldn't exactly write on a demigod quest in the paperwork.
This Dionysus, who is he exactly?
Are you being serious?
One of the Greeks, I assume?
Someone is going to be turned into a dolphin. I just know it.
Some good news is that my car was still in the lot, so I can just drive us to the Russian River. The bad news is I have no idea which winery he'll be at.
How many could there be?
Oh, around 70. And that's assuming he hasn't wandered off to Sonoma or Dry Creek or the Petaluma Gap. He might even be here on the coast somewhere if he's fond of Sauvignon Blanc.
If there is one thing I've learned from my disastrous visits to Mount Olympus, we'll find him wherever the biggest party is.
We could read the society papers. They are bound to inform us of his whereabouts.
If I still had my phone, we could check Instagram.
My way it is then.
Dare I ask?
You have been listening to Haunting of Selene, written by Alexa Chipman, post-production by Jake Lewsey, featuring the voice talent of Mark Kalita as Hades, Marleigh Norton as Jennifer Wilson, Natalie Beran as Ida Howard, David Maciver as Dr. Alistair Compton, Gareth Bowley as Gofannon, and Paul Arbisi as Fisherman. Music by Kevin MacLeod. Sound design by the Sleepy Bones Detective Agency. Released under a Creative Commons No Derivatives license in 2022 from misfitsaudio.com.